Welcome. Your persona, the mask you wear. I'm Constance Santego. Thank you for joining me today. It will give you a little insight of more of how the book works and what to expect. Which is really about personality traits. I learned it about 20 years ago when I was teaching. I had a college back then and was teaching students and needed to be better at it. I could remember when I was just standing there and I'd be talking to students, teaching, and all of a sudden a couple faces would go blank and I'm like, what the hey just happened? So I'd say, okay, what's up? How come a couple of those faces just went a little different? And a couple people would pipe up going, yeah, didn't get quite what you just said. I went, oh, all right, let's try it again. So I'd say it again, and still a couple faces not quite getting what I just said. And I'm thinking, huh. But some of them, no problem, understood everything I just said. So, of course, over the years, this went on a few times. And I'm going, okay, this isn't working. I need to find a better way to be able to communicate with the students so everybody gets it, not just a couple people or even majority of the class get it. I want everybody to get it, not just one or two or even 20 or 30. I want all of them, 100%. So I remember meditating and kind of like praying up and trying to get answers, and one day it just kind of came. The information just seemed to be there for me, and I called them languages back then. Audio, knower, visual, and feeler. Audios love to talk. Need everything in writing. Knowers are a very interesting group. They definitely took me the longest to learn. And that group, what I really have come to terms with is they just need time. Just give them time and then they're awesome. And we're going to get into these in detail in a bit. The feelers, yeah, of course, touchy-feely, but they're always go, 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 go. The visuals, which I am, that was my first channel, my first language, is visual. And of course, we see things and we need to see it to make it true and be there. And of course, we're a little materialistic because we have to be able to see it. If we don't see our money, it just doesn't mean nothing. So in learning, like when I was teaching, that was big. That was really big. All four languages, the audio, the knower, the visual, and the feeler, were extremely important to realize which one everybody was. And I got pretty good at it. It didn't take me very long to figure out, okay, which student is an audio, which student is a knower, which student is a visual, which one is a feeler. Now, feelers are easy. You got those ones down pat. You guys would be able to figure out, no matter if this was a coworker, if this is your child, if this is your spouse, if this is, doesn't matter, if it's your other students, if you're a teacher too, an educator. And so with it, the feelers are always go, 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 fidgety, fidgety, can't sit still, can't keep them entertained for long. Those are feelers. Audios, pretty easy to figure out too. They talk and talk and talk some more. Yeah, they don't seem to shut up much. That's said with love, by the way, but it's true. Now, the visuals, you'd have to be able to pay attention to know that they're a visual learner. The reason is they always need contact, eye contact. They love eye contact. They will follow you anywhere that you're walking, anywhere that you're talking, they're looking at you. And God forbid if they have to stop and write down something because now they didn't hear you because they're not watching you. So with it, the knowers, again, a little harder to tell, but they're the ones that when you're talking to them and you make eye contact, they'll look away. They'll look down. They don't like eye contact. They don't want to put their hand up. That's not them. They don't put their hand up to say, okay, me, 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 me. No. They are the last to be asked. They're the last to do something. They need time. That's the biggest thing I'd like you to remember about knowers. It's time. They just need to comprehend everything, figure it out on their own too, and then put it together, and then boom, they got it. And wow, when they got it, oh my God, they are the best students in the world because they really, really got it. Now, with this, with your persona, okay, learning, that's big. We're going to get into that a lot more too. But then there's also the love. Love is kind of a fun one because all of us want to be loved. And the fascinating thing about the channels is it is exactly what they say they are. An audio has to hear it. If they don't hear it, they don't have it written to them, they're not loved. So birthdays, if you don't give a nice card, and they don't want a pretty card, they want a card with words that mean something. They wouldn't care what the card looked like. Well, if their second channel was a visual, maybe they'd care. But they really care about what is written on that card. Now, a visual wouldn't give a shoot about what you wrote in it and how much it said. It better be pretty. And the sparklier, the fancier, the more you love them. Visuals need to see that you love them. So that means gifts. It means build me something so that I can see that you put some time into it and that you love me. Now with a feeler, of course, they need hugs, they need touch. That's all they care about. They have to feel it. If they don't feel it, it's not there. So yeah, sex is important to a feeler, more than any of them. That would be the one that cares the most. With that said, what I was going to say, what my thought in my head was, is going, but don't worry, they like pleasuring you too. They'd be the best at it. Okay. Now a knower in love is also fascinating because a knower either knows they're in love or doesn't know that they're in love. Again, depending on their second channel, that would help out. But a knower, let's pretend you were married for the last 20 years and you're married to a knower. That person would say to you, and let's pretend you're an audio, and you say to your spouse, you never tell me that you love me. And your spouse is going to go back to you, you know that I love you. You don't have to hear it. You just know it. Because of course to them, they know that they love you. So they don't have to tell you anything because they just know it's just fact. It's just there. And that's good enough. But of course an audio has to hear it, a visual has to see it, and a feeler has to feel it. So those are the simple ones, and that's why the words are just so simple, because they are exactly as they are.